Congratulations. Good luck, everyone. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kansas Teacher of the Year Region 2 virtual celebration. My name is Stacy Bell, and I am from Shawnee Heights, and I am honored to welcome all of you to the Region 2 Kansas Teacher of the Year virtual celebration. We are here to celebrate the teaching profession and to recognize 25 District Teachers of the Year. These teachers are important in the lives of Kansas children in pre-K through 12th grade. They have the opportunity to share their passion each and every day. They expect performance and they receive it. They light fires of curiosity. They ignite the love of reading, of serving others, and for caring for planet Earth. These teachers are proof that who a teacher is much more important than what they teach. This afternoon, we are celebrating excellence in education. Every one of our 25 nominees has unique talents, but there are a few things that they all have in common. First is that their students, colleagues, and administrators are inspired by their willingness to learn. Whether it be through continued coursework or professional development, they continue to learn how to educate and prepare Kansas students for college and career. Second, they teach students every day, but more importantly, they care that their students are learning. Third, everyone, finalist or not, is a winner because they come to work every day and focus on being better today than they were yesterday. Nominees, the connections you make today with your fellow nominees will inspire you and have lasting effects for you, your colleagues, and your students. All of us watching today are excited to honor your accomplishments that you have exhibited in the classroom and your communities. You each represent the great educators we have in Kansas. Now, I'd like to take a few minutes and talk about the opportunities that you'll have as nominees as Teacher of the Year. First, you'll get to participate on a Kansas Teacher of the Year at a Kansas Teacher of the Year Leadership Conference and State Awards Banquet in Wichita on September 22nd through the 24th of 2022. I highly encourage you to participate that, whether you are a finalist or not. You are going to get the opportunity to tour and learn from other colleagues all around the state of Kansas, and it is so inspiring, and you'll be able to bring in and soak up all that knowledge and share it with your students and your colleagues, and you will just become an even better educator for doing so. Another important opportunity for you to participate in is KEEN, which stands for the Kansas Exemplary Educators Network. In that network, you will be working and learning with and alongside other recognized educators in the state of Kansas, whether they're a Teacher of Promise, a Horizon Award nominee, a Teacher of the Year nominee, Milken Award, the Presidential Math and Science Award. Those honorary educators all get together and meet a couple of times a year and present at conferences, and I highly recommend that you be part of that network. Now, I would like to recognize some event investors and sponsors that help promote this program and really They're the backbone to supporting this program. First and foremost, we have to thank Security Benefit, President Doug Wolf, Jennifer Purvis, and Lisa Stubbs. We also get sponsorship from Master Teacher from Manhattan, KNEA, President Sherry Swans, and our sponsors, Barker Printing and USD 450 for our invitations and postage. Now, you are sitting here today because there were some really important people that recognized your amazing contributions in education, and that is your local administrators and school board members. They nominated you. And so as you can see, we have several districts that participate in the Region 2 Kansas Teacher of the Year program. And we want to thank all of the administrators and school board members that nominate excellent teachers in their school districts year after year. And so thank you to all of those districts who help keep this celebration going by nominating excellence in teaching. Another special group that we want to recognize is our State Board of Education members throughout Kansas. There are 10 of them, and all of them really promote the Kansas Teacher of the Year program. Many of them are watching live today. And so thank you, State Board of Education members, for all of your support and efforts in promoting the Kansas Teacher of the Year program. Now, there's a couple other groups that actually make this process of the event happen, and that is our selection committee. This year we had three people that read 25 bios and read through all of those. They read through reference letters, all kinds of things to then narrow down our 3 semifinalists in each area and our finalists. And so thank you goes out to Mrs. Lane, Ms. Shook, and Mr. Hornung for their support, because that is hours and hours of work that they dedicated to reading all of this. So we get a good sense of all of the amazing work that's going on around Kansas. So thank you for doing that. And then I have a steering committee that really is the backbone of this program. These folks are the ones that do things from booking events, getting the gifts, communicating with districts, traveling to your district to deliver you cubes, all kinds of things. And I just wanted to thank you for that. This is my 11th and last year in being part of this committee. And I can't tell you how amazing these people are and the friendships that they have given me. And so I want to make sure to recognize them, because I love this program, they love this program, and they're going to be leaving spots for you to love this program afterwards also. So say yes if they knock on your door. Then we have our KSDE leadership staff. They're the ones that meet with the superintendents, go to all of the conferences and the meetings and promote the Kansas Teacher of the Year so that we can highlight the great education in Kansas. And so I want to personally thank Dr. Craig Neinswinder, the Acting Commissioner of Education, Denise Collier, she's the Director of Communications and Recognition Programs, Pamela Miller, she does all of the behind the scenes work as you move on into the next phase to go to either Keene or the state leadership banquet, any of those things, she's going to be your point of contact. And then also our KSDE IT department, who is helping behind the scenes put the YouTube together and all of making all of this possible. So thank you all very much for your help in making this celebration happen. And my last one that I want to thank is Suzanne Stevenson. She is our current Kansas Teacher of the Year for 2022. And she will have a part later on in this ceremony. We'll introduce her a little bit more, but thank you again, Suzanne, for attending today and being part of our regional banquet. All right, as I said, we do have one sponsor that has a significant contribution, and that is Security Benefit. And so I do want to tell you a little bit about what Security Benefit does for Kansas educators. Security Benefit is a Topeka-based retirement savings and income company, and they are our chief corporate partner for the Kansas Teacher of the Year program since 2000. 22 years ago, they've been a partner with us. The company has made an annual contribution of $28,000 to the program, and that totals more than $600,000 they've donated for our banquets. The funds are used in a variety of ways. First, each year out of the $28,000, cash awards of $2,000 go to each of the 8 finalists. There are 4 regions in the state for this ceremony, and we get 2 finalists in each region. So there's our 8. A cash award of additional $4,000 goes to the teacher of the year that's selected later on in September. There is a donation of $2,000 for each of the 4 regions to underwrite the award celebration costs, help us put on these events. Normally they're in person, and we do that, and they help a big chunk of that funding. But they also donate their resources, their employees. Many of the company employees are involved in our programming and serving as the Kansas Foundation of Excellence and Educators Board of Directors. They serve as the Kansas Teacher of the Year Steering Committee, and they serve on our state selection committee. So they get to help pick the finalists, the Teacher of the Year. And so we appreciate not only their money, but their true support in all facets of this program. So thank you, Security Benefit, for your contributions. I would like to introduce at this time our Security Benefit rep this afternoon, Brianne Johnson. She has been with Security Benefit since 2013, and she is the Regional Director, Affiliated Relationships for Western Division. She has worked with independent financial advisors from coast to coast, most recently as a wholesaler, helping advisors in a consultative role on individual retirement savings, annuity sales, and qualified retirement plans. Brianne earned her Bachelor of Science in Business Administration from Kansas State University and her MBA from Washburn University of Topeka, Kansas. Ladies and gentlemen, Brianne Johnson.
Well, thank you, and good afternoon. It's an honor to be here representing Security Benefit and our commitment to teachers. On behalf of the entire company, I want to offer our sincere congratulations to the 2023 Kansas Teacher of the Year Region 2 nominees. At Security Benefit, we have a strong workforce of more than 1,500 talented associates, thanks to teachers at all levels. We have young professionals following their dreams. We have women rising to the top of male-dominated fields. We have bright minds whose ideas are transforming the industry, all thanks to the inspiration of those who taught us all to love learning. Good teachers know how to bring out the best in students, and the Kansas Department of Education and the Teacher of the Year program certainly know how to bring out the best teachers. Today's nominees and all teachers represent the best of Kansas, playing critical roles in preparing our youth to become responsible and contributing citizens in a national and global community. We at Security Benefit appreciate the power of teachers and are fortunate to have strong partnerships with the National Education Association and the KNEA. We have proudly focused on solving the retirement needs of educators for over 50 years. I speak for all of my colleagues when I say congratulations to the nominees and thank you for your commitment, passion, and dedication to preparing young minds for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Brianne, so much again for not only your sponsorship, but being here and being part of our celebration today. So thank you. Next, I would like to introduce our Acting Commissioner of Education, Dr. Craig Neinswinder. Dr. Craig Neinswinder was named Acting Kansas Commissioner of Education by the Kansas State Board of Education in March of 2022. In his role as the state's Chief Education Officer, Dr. Neinswinder provides leadership to the Kansas State Department of Education in carrying out the policies and programs established by the state board. Prior to being named acting commissioner, Neinswinder served as Deputy Commissioner of Division of Fiscal and Administrative Services. Dr. Neinswinder also serves as a liaison for the State Board of Education to the Kansas Legislature. He began his education career as a high school math teacher in the early 1980s. He was a school administrator for 11 years with Riley County USD 378, first as a principal and then as superintendent. Neinswinder also served 12 years as the superintendent of schools for Iola USD 257. He joined KSDE in 2011 as the director of school finance. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Craig Neinswinder.
Thank you, Stacy, and good afternoon, everyone. It is certainly an honor to be here today to recognize and celebrate our extraordinary teachers in Kansas. On behalf of the entire state, I offer congratulations to each of the Teacher of the Year nominees. You've been selected by your districts as being among the best of the best. Let that sink in for just a moment. You were selected by those who see you in action every day as being among the best of the best. There is no greater honor than to be recognized by your peers. So congratulations again. You didn't earn that distinction by simply showing up with a class roster and a lesson plan every day. You earned the distinction by investing your heart and soul into helping shape the future of Kansas. Understanding that sometimes you may be the only person who looks that child in the eye every day, the only person who sees the potential in that child. And you're driven by a passion to help that child discover that potential for himself or herself. You are a game changer for your students. You see beyond the classroom, the textbooks, the computers, and the assessments to know that the work you do every day would be meaningless without relationships. You demonstrate to your students and to your peers that you genuinely care about them, about their families, and about their futures. You celebrate their successes, you lift them up when they fail, and you feel every bit of the hurt when they hurt. Why? Because without relationships, without passion, without humility, and without your heart, what is there? You know that academics are absolutely important, but alone, academics will not ensure success. It's what you do, how you do it, and why you do it. That's what makes the difference. Students feel a connection with you. They must see you never give up. They must see you follow through on promises. They must see you fail and get back up. And when they do, the sky is the limit to what they can and will be inspired to accomplish. Because when they do, Kansas will lead the world in the success of each student. So today I offer not only my congratulations to each of these outstanding nominees for Teacher of the Year, I offer my thanks to all educators. Thank you for striving for excellence in and out of the classroom. And thank you for the investing in the future of our children. Now, I have the distinct honor to introduce the 2022 Kansas Teacher of the Year, Suzanne Stevenson. Suzanne is a fourth grade teacher at Beeson Elementary School in Dodge City and has taught for 7 years. Suzanne has authored and been awarded several grants that bring diverse and authentic learning experiences to the students in her building. She has a love of working with bilingual and newcomer students. Her passion for equal opportunities and high standards of achievement for each student guided her to further her education so she could better serve the diverse populations of her community and her school. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your 2022 Kansas Teacher of the Year, Suzanne Stevenson.
Thank you so much, everyone, for having me here today. I am so excited that I get to share this moment with all of my fellow Kansas Teachers of the Year from across the state. I cannot wait for the moment that I get to meet all of you in person at this fall K-12 Leadership Conference, and we get to celebrate together. For now, I want you to take a moment and I want you to remember what got you to this place. It's likely that it's your endless dedication to the many aspects of our profession that has brought you here today. Your advocacy for students, families, and your colleagues knows no bounds. For this, we see you and we celebrate you. I'm so honored to be a Kansas educator because I get to work alongside teachers like you who continually lift up our profession. When I was in your position last year, I remember all those what if questions that I was asking myself. What if my Wi-Fi goes out and I miss everything? What if I still have food in my teeth from lunch? What if I don't hear my name called? What if I do hear my name called? I haven't prepared anything to say. What if I'm not ready for this? Or what if I am ready for this? And what if this experience is exactly what I've needed, but I didn't know it? All of those emotions and questions are perfectly valid. If you haven't heard it yet, let me be the first to tell you. You are exactly where you are meant to be. This experience is for you, and you deserve this opportunity. No matter the names that we call today, you are forever going to be connected as Kansas Teachers of the Year. Throughout the next year, you will come to learn that being a part of this K-Toy cohort will bring so much joy, connection, and opportunity into your life. I think it's safe to say that from myself, my former Kansas Teachers of the Year, and from my 2022 Region 2 finalists, Megan O'Neill and Lisa Martinez, we congratulate you on this honor, and we welcome you to the Kansas Teacher of the Year family. I'll turn it back over to Stacy so that I can hear how incredible each and every one of you are. Thanks.
Thank you, Suzanne, so much. So when we do these events in person, normally right now, we would have all of you come up to the front, you would sit down and you would walk across the stage, standing next to Dr. Neinswinder, the security benefit rep, and we would then read some important information about you so that everyone in Kansas knows how amazing you are. As you walk across the stage, you would be given a gift. And so I wanted to show you your gift. It is a crystal cube. In the center, you'll see it says Kansas Teacher of the Year when you look in yours. And then one side will say your name and your district on the other. And so those will be delivered to you personally at your district sometime later this semester. So thank you all so much for doing that. It is my honor to introduce our Elementary Teacher of the Year nominees, and the bios will be read by Christy Bruce, the 2017 District Teacher of the Year from USD 437 Auburn Washburn, and Heather Newkirk, a 2018 District Teacher of the Year from USD 461 from Neodesha. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to these ladies so that they can introduce all of Kansas to these amazing elementary teachers.
All right, thank you, Stacy. First of all, representing USD 368, Ashley Blackman. Ashley Blackman has been a teacher for 5 years. She is currently a second grade science and social studies teacher at Cottonwood Elementary and a third grade science specialist at Sunflower Elementary in Paola. Ashley aspires to grow her curriculum by integrating more local farmers, experts, and businesses into her lessons to build relevance and demonstrate future career options for her students. Ashley's principal, Stacy Wokach, shared, "One of Ashley's greatest assets is to think creatively and outside of the box." A parent stated that because of Ashley's engaging lessons, my child would not only learn during school, but for the first time would want to go to the library and learn even more about what they were learning in class. Ladies and gentlemen, Ashley Blackman. Representing USD 453, Melanie Braun. Melanie Braun has spent 5 years teaching third grade at Henry Leavenworth Elementary School. Ashley instills the importance of responsibility at all levels of her students' lives, from classmates to the larger community. A colleague shares that Melanie has modified her teaching to reach all students' learning levels with determination, creativity, and flexibility. That ability to reach every child has been observed by a parent. Melanie is able to identify and accommodate students who need a little extra help while pushing the students who are ready for an extra challenge. She is able to do this without making any student feel superior or inferior to another, but allows opportunities for students to help one another. Ladies and gentlemen, Melanie Braun. Representing USD 497, Jenny Gorup. Jenny Gorup is in her 21st year of teaching. She is currently the library media specialist at Quail Run Elementary in Lawrence. Jenny finds ways to incorporate STEM skills, social emotional learning, diversity, and digital learning literacy skills, all through the power of books. A colleague shares this about Jenny's impact. As someone who teaches students across their many years at Quail Run, Jenny is able to support them, make them laugh, and help them in times of need. Principal James Polk also explains whether she is sitting on district teams, leading her fellow library media specialists, leading our building leadership team, or sitting in on every grade level's professional learning community, she is providing valuable feedback and insight, helping to guide staff to do what is best for our students. Ladies and gentlemen, Jenny Goreb. Representing USD 413, Heather Grady. Heather Grady has taught for 18 years and is currently a third grade teacher at Chanute Elementary School. Heather has a passion for caring for her students and colleagues and serves as a resiliency coach to assist her peers through these difficult times in education. A colleague described Heather in this way: in the way that some are naturally born musicians, writers, or artists, Heather was naturally born with a drive and ability for teaching the hearts and minds of not just every child who enters her classroom, but every educator who is fortunate enough to know her. Principal Eric Hoops shared, Heather has a true desire for heart for working with students. She takes pride in making sure that all of the students in her classroom receive the necessary support to be successful. Ladies and gentlemen, Heather Grady. Representing USD 289, Natalie Hebert. Natalie Hebert has taught for 5 years and is currently a fourth grade teacher at Wellsville Elementary School. Natalie enjoys fostering community relationships, so her students see the value and dignity in the world around them. Principal Marcia Munsell sums up Natalie's strengths by saying, she has a contagious enthusiasm for teaching, builds genuine relationships with all stakeholders, plans high-level and engaging lessons, and is a lifelong learner. A parent of one of her students shared, in addition to being extremely organized and prepared, she is deeply loved by her students and parents within the school, not only for her teaching skills, but also for her compassion and love for every student she interacts with. Ladies and gentlemen, Natalie Hebert. Representing USD 450, Alyssa Metcalf. Alyssa Metcalf has been a third grade teacher at Berryton Elementary for 9 years. Alyssa took a leadership role with a program that improved collaboration, school culture, and morale, reflected in the growth of teachers and students. Principal Kirsten Berbert explained, Alyssa models respect for her students day in and day out, and this creates an environment where students emulate this standard and show high levels of civility toward their teacher and peers. A colleague/parent shared this about Alyssa. She communicates with parents at such a high level of competency and confidence that even out of the building, I knew what my son was learning, how he was learning, what she did to support his learning, and how he felt about school and friends. Ladies and gentlemen, Alyssa Metcalf. Now Heather's going to read the rest.
Representing USD 501 is Pamela Munoz. Pamela Munoz is a kindergarten teacher at McCarter Elementary in Topeka with 16 years of classroom experience. She has a Bachelor of Science degree in elementary education with endorsements in English as a second language and early childhood from Emporia State University. Pamela believes, as a teacher, you need to have a growth mindset. You have to be willing to change and take on new challenges. She believes as a kindergarten teacher, she sets the foundation for her students' educational journey. A parent says, she gets on the students' levels and makes them feel comfortable in the classroom. She is upbeat and caring, and my daughter loved going to school every day when she was in kindergarten. Ladies and gentlemen, Pamela Munoz. Representing USD 491, Jennifer Pate. Jennifer Pate is a K-5 special education teacher at Eudora Elementary with 20 years of experience. She has a Bachelor of Science degree in education from Central Missouri State University and a Master of Arts degree in teaching from Webster University. Jennifer believes we need to look at the whole child and build upon the accommodations and modifications they may need in order to be successful in a school setting. A colleague says, Jennifer's students trust her. Many of these children have been let down by other adults in their life, but they know Pate will always be there for them and love them. Ladies and gentlemen, Jennifer Pate. Representing USD 258, Kara Thomas. Kara Thomas has spent the last 7 years of her 13-year teaching career as a kindergarten teacher at Humble Elementary. She has a Bachelor of Science degree in elementary education and a Master of Science degree in reading instruction from Pittsburgh State University. Kara's passion for education and love for her community is evident in everything she does. A colleague says, the past couple of years with COVID has been challenging, but Kara has been there to support not only her students, but also her coworkers. She is not only an inspiration to me, but she is an inspiration to the students of Humble Elementary as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Kara Thomas. Representing USD 437, Marcy Warner. Marcy Warner has taught second grade at Pauline Central Primary School for 7 years. Marcy's message for all teachers and students is simply to do what you love. When you truly love and enjoy your profession, it shows in all you do. She believes even though education can be a demanding profession, the rewards far outweigh the challenges. Principal Deborah Williams says, Mrs. Warner welcomes each student into her classroom every morning with open arms and provides the structure, safety, and security that each student needs to grow and learn. Ladies and gentlemen, Marcy Warner. Representing USD 290 is Jeanette Wayne. Jeanette Wayne has spent the past 5 years of her 17-year teaching career as a second grade teacher at Sunflower Elementary School in Ottawa. She believes if you have developed positive relationships, shown enthusiasm in what and how you teach, and look at things through multiple perspectives, providing a safe environment where students are both respectful and responsible is possible. Principal Andy Stipe says this of Jeanette. She is a problem solver, an innovator, and a dynamic member of our team. Her enthusiasm, love, and passion for teaching and her students are irrefutable. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeanette Wayne. And now Sharon is going to introduce our secondary nominees.
Good afternoon. Our first nominee is representing USD 437, Mindy Armstrong. Mindy Armstrong has spent the last 6 of her 9 total years in education at Washburn Rural Middle School teaching art. She earned a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in photography from Kansas State University and her art education degree from Washburn University. A former parent of a student recalls the year that she was diagnosed with cancer, and her daughter used Mindy's classroom as a place to find peace in a time of uncertainty and stress. She said, Mindy welcomed her with open arms during lunch, after school, during study hall, and any other time my daughter needed respite from the challenges of cancer and middle school. Mindy was there to listen or to leave her alone, whatever the day called for. Ladies and gentlemen, Mindy Armstrong. Representing USD 501, Barbie Atkins. Barbie Atkins has committed all of her 8 years teaching art at Robinson Middle School in Topeka 501. Barbie is known by both her colleagues and students for creating a safe space for students to use art to express themselves. Her principal, Timothy Leffert, states, while Miss Atkins has a variety of fantastic attributes, The one I respect the most is her commitment to providing a safe and supportive environment for students to express themselves. One of her former students reflects on their experience in class. If I was having a bad day or I just wanted a break from any stress, her door was open, as was her mind. She is an incredibly open-minded, inclusive, supportive, and caring person. The world would be a lot better off if more people were like Miss Atkins. Ladies and gentlemen, Barbie Atkins. Representing USD 450, Avery Ayresberry. Avery Ayresberry currently teaches art at Shawnee Heights High School. She earned her bachelor's from Washburn University and a master's in art education from Baker University. A former student contemplating the possibility of becoming an art teacher himself reflects on the kind of teacher he would want to be, stating, one that inspired, one that offered their classroom as a second home to their students, one who pushed their students to do their best, one who obviously cared about their students, a teacher who made an everlasting impact on their students. There was only one person to learn these skills from, and it was Avery. Ladies and gentlemen, Avery Ayresberry. Representing USD 469, Maeve Bolin. Maeve Bolin teaches English at Lansing High School. She has been there for 13 years of her total 18 years as an English teacher. She earned her bachelor's degree from Southeast Missouri State University and a master's degree in curriculum and instruction from Emporia State University. Maeve is constantly seeking out ways for students to succeed that transcends a letter grade. Her principal observes this, stating, even though her students were successful in a traditional setting, this new approach pushed students to better understand their current strengths and weaknesses and then set goals to work on those areas. Maeve is truly differentiation at all levels, content, instruction, and grading. Ladies and gentlemen, Maeve Bolin. Representing USD 458, Jamie Bro. Jamie serves as the Real World Learning and Innovation Specialist for students in grades 9 through 12 at Baser Linwood High School. Jamie has teaching degrees from Kansas State University, Kansas University, and a master's degree from Emporia State University. Jamie's approach to teaching is one that walks alongside students in their learning. A colleague states, she partners with her students in their learning. Through her expertise of project-based learning and design thinking process, Jamie teaches her students the essential skills to build a strong foundation, then allows them a safe space to explore their own unique learning goals. Ladies and gentlemen, Jamie Bro. Representing USD 453, Kathleen Edwards. Kathy Edwards has been a special education teacher at Leavenworth Senior High for the past 6 years of her total 17 years in education. She earned her special education degree from Kansas State University. Creating real-world learning opportunities to practice the life skills she teaches is the cornerstone of her classroom. A parent of a former student remembers the dedication to their son, fondly stating, she genuinely sees each child as her own, worth every minute of her time and every ounce of her energy. Kathy sees potential in all of them, and with her guidance, she discovers their capacity to learn despite their limitations. Ladies and gentlemen, Kathy Edwards. Representing USD 413, Stacy Henson. Stacy Henson has spent her entire teaching career of 22 years at Chanute High School, which also happens to be the high school she graduated from. She has a bachelor's and master's degree from Pittsburgh State. Stacy uses her classroom as a safe space for students to grow. She says, my classroom is a place of comfort. My students love coming into my classroom, even if they despise English lessons. While I challenge students and push them to their abilities, I educate students on the lessons needed to better themselves for their future. A colleague states, she strives for success with each and every student, utilizing creative approaches to reach all students. Ladies and gentlemen, Stacy Henson. Representing USD 491, Damian Johnson. Damian Johnson has spent the last 8 of his total of 20 years in education as a band director at Eudora Middle and High School. He has worked hard to build the band program for the district in those 8 years. When you have a staff member like Mr. Johnson, who is willing to make his program all about the kids and all about building a positive experience for his students, you see a program soar, a colleague states. Damian has put in noticeable work at Eudora Middle and High School to create an experience that students will remember for a lifetime. Ladies and gentlemen, Damian Johnson. Representing USD 497, Craig Mccauley. Craig Mccauley has spent the past 25 of 37 years in education as a 6th through 8th grade choir teacher at Lawrence West Middle School. Craig sees himself as an educator first, last, and always, and uses music as the pathway to developing student creativity, passion, and confidence. He promotes classroom communities which focus on peer engagement, active learning, social development, and positive interactions. Kathy Branson, interim principal at West Middle School, states, his efforts have helped staff members across our district understand the relevancy of fine arts and teach them the importance of student-driven instructional activities. Ladies and gentlemen, Craig Mccauley. Representing USD 368, Misty Pratt. Misty Pratt has spent the past 5 of her 19 years in education as an English teacher at Paola Middle School. Misty focuses on relationship building in her classroom with staff and in the community. She supports her students through thoughtful interactions and conversations and emphasizes social emotional learning in her classroom, saying, I think it's important for students to see that everyone has challenges and that there's something to be learned from life's obstacles. Misty is acknowledged as a strong supporter of school community involvement and a parent of a former student, states, you see her all around our community, both in and out of the school, volunteering her time and setting an incredible example for our youth. She never stops seizing those opportunities to connect and inspire. Ladies and gentlemen, Misty Pratt. Representing USD 290, Jamie Swindler. Jamie Swindler is in her 3rd of 21 years as an educator, as a special education teacher and transition specialist at Ottawa Senior High School. She focuses on helping students successfully transition from school to the community and offers genuine, innovative opportunities for students with special needs through skill development and self-advocacy. Jamie says, I am dedicated to assisting students in participating fully and meaningfully in their schools and communities as valued and productive members of society. Her passion is recognized by her current student, Kaylee, who says, things I like about Miss Jamie. She is good at being a teacher. She's good at making people do their work. She's great at making people laugh. She's the one that makes sure all her students are happy and makes us smile. Ladies and gentlemen, Jamie Swindler. Representing USD 456, Thad Thurston. Thad Thurston is in his 6th of 27 years in education as a mathematics teacher at Merdison Valley High School in Malvern. That emphasizes the process of learning and the relevance of mathematics in daily life and says, we will always be able to find the answer to what or who or how much, but it is the why or how that becomes important to the students and their own learning. He's dedicated to ensuring students' success as individuals and as a team in the classroom through building solid relationships. Joe Sample, superintendent, says, Mr. Thurston is not only fully invested in the math education our students receive, but he also fully is invested in the people they become in life. Ladies and gentlemen, Thad Thurston. Representing USD 289, Michael Trendell. Michael Trendell is in his 25th of 29 years in education as a language arts teacher at Wellsville High School. While committed to teaching essential skills in the language arts classroom, Michael also looks for opportunities to address the mental health of his students. He says, I teach students, not a subject, and we spend a lot of time exploring the best way to live in this complicated world. This is the engine that drives my teaching. A parent of a former student reflected on Michael's impact on students, saying, "My 3 children all had the privilege of having Mr. Trindle as a teacher. In that time, he was compassionate, inspiring, and went well beyond his duties. With all of my children, he tapped into their interests. To this day, all my children still speak fondly of Mr. Trindle." Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Trindle. Representing USD 289, Marta Ward. Marta Ward is in her 7th of 27 years in education as an English language arts teacher at Southeast Middle School in Cherokee. Marta uses real-life anecdotes in the classroom and encourages her students to learn the value of expressing themselves through their writing. Nicholas Hansen, principal of Southeast Middle School, states, "It is clear when you walk into Mrs. Ward's classroom that the students respect and admire her. As an ELA teacher, she helps students understand text and comparisons from novels to their daily lives and uses personal stories to tie it all together. Through discussion, Marta emphasizes the unique qualities of each student and says, 'I want my students to see that they are individuals that matter and are valued.' Ladies and gentlemen, Marta Ward."
Thank you, Sharon. I wish you could see this event in person and see how special this time is for all of you. And I know you're anxiously waiting. I will tell you the good news is this, that you didn't have to eat some meal and worry about spilling it on your dress or your suit before you got up on stage. So we didn't have that worry today. The other worry that we've always had in this event is this used to be the first weekend of NFL season. So everybody's like watching their clock to get home quickly to watch NFL. Unfortunately, it happens to be the Elite Eight and we have a Kansas school in there. So gosh darn it, I know that several of you will be super excited to get on your way so you can finish watching some exciting basketball. I did check and last I looked, KU was winning by just a little bit. So I think you're good, everyone, but we'll get to that. But without further ado, I do want to show you just how special this is. In this little envelope right here are the semifinalists in a sealed envelope. So it is that time, everyone. So again, let me just kind of explain what's going to happen. I'm going to announce each of the 3 elementary semifinalists. Then I will announce the 3 secondary semifinalists. And then Suzanne and Dr. Neinswinder are going to announce the finalists for today's event. So here we go. Our first elementary semifinalist is Pamela Munoz from Topeka, USD 501. Congratulations, Pamela. We're so excited for you. All right, our second semifinalist for elementary is Marcy Warner from Auburn Washburn, USD 437. Yay, Marcy, we're so excited. And our last elementary Region 2 semifinalist is Jeanette Wayne, Ottawa, USD 290. Congratulations, all of our elementary nominees, and we are so excited to have you all represent us in Kansas. All right, another envelope for secondary. Okay, our first secondary semifinalist for Region 2 is Barbara Atkins from Topeka, USD 501. Congratulations, Barbara. Our second semifinalist for Region 2 for secondary is Misty Pratt from Paola, USD 368. Congratulations, Misty. And our third and last semifinalist for secondary Region 2 is Jamie Swindler, Ottawa, USD 290. Congratulations, all of our semifinalists. At the end of this event, I'll ask you to stay on the Zoom so you'll have just a few more directions from KSD. So thank you so much. All right, Craig and Suzanne, I am so excited to turn it over to you. We've been waiting this whole entire time. What news do you have for us?
All right, well, thank you, Stacy. And I get to start with our elementary finalists. So our Region 3 elementary finalists for the 2023 Kansas Teacher of the Year comes to us from, did I say Region 3? Well, let's back up. How about if we do Region 2? You may remember in the introduction, I was a math teacher. I don't do numbers well. So Region 2 elementary finalists for our 2023 Kansas Teacher of the Year does come to us from USD 501 in Topeka, Pamela Munoz. Congratulations, Pamela. We'll give you a minute to catch your breath, and then if you'd like to share a few thoughts with us, we would appreciate that.
Oh my goodness. In my teaching career, I have been truly blessed to have worked and be mentored by some outstanding teachers. I've learned so much from them, and they have helped me become the teacher that I am. Learning is an ongoing process. I tell my students every day that we never stop learning. This past couple of years has been a great example of that. During this pandemic, I learned so much about myself as an educator. It was like I was a first-year teacher all over again. I had to think outside the box and think about how to continue teaching my students remotely. I knew it would not be easy, but I was willing to try. I have always had a passion for teaching. In my classroom, my goal is to create lifelong learners. I want my students to know and understand that what they are learning and why they're learning it. We talk all the time about the skills that we're learning and how we use these skills. My goal for them is to love learning. I want them to be excited to learn new things and be willing to accept the challenge of difficult concepts. I want my students to persevere when new ideas and concepts are challenging for them. And I encourage my students to accept this challenge. We work together, we come up with strategies on how to solve our problems, and we encourage each other. When I see them doing this, I know that I have helped them become lifelong learners. Lastly, I want to take a moment and I want to say thank you to everyone who believed in me. Thank you to all the parents who trusted me with your children. Thank you to McCarter and Topeka Public Schools for believing in me and nominating me for this prestigious award. I'm truly honored. Thank you.
Thank you, Pamela, and congratulations. And now I'll turn it over to Suzanne.
Well, I get the honor of naming the secondary finalist for 2023 Kansas Teacher of the Year. All right, if you're at home, give me a little drum roll. Our Region 2 secondary finalist for 2023 Kansas Teacher of the Year is Jamie Swindler from Ottawa, USD 290. Jamie, when you're ready, go ahead and unmute, and we can't wait to hear from you.
Thank you so much. Today, if we can take a minute, I'd really like to reflect on who I feel is really the best of us in public education. Prior to COVID, our crew kind of wanted to put together a big Job Olympics event for all of Franklin County and invite everyone to us. And it's a spring event. So for the last 2 years, we've unfortunately been canceled and restricted somewhat, but we're doing it anyway. And we decided this year that what we wanted to do is keep it very small and really build the foundation of Job Olympics so that it can be as big and as successful as we want it to be in the following year. So I've been looking a lot at the foundation of education. And what I've really discovered is that, and what I know every SPED teacher understands, is that the foundation and what's kept us afloat during these difficult times, from my perspective, very much is the classified staff. In our district specifically, we had transportation staff handing out lunches by the hundreds to feed kids when we were in lockdown. I myself have never gotten through a difficult lesson or handled an issue with a student or been called to handle an issue in the bathroom without a para being right by my side. And I am a mother of a son with autism. And one of the most special people in his life happened to be a food service provider. She made him feel special and honored each day because she pulled his favorite chips for him every day. And it was that little moment that really made him keep coming to school. So the hard work of the classified staff by its nature really happens behind the scenes. It can take months of preparation for a parent and a student to enter a classroom for just 5 minutes. And I know the work that they do behind the scenes. I know how much it means to families, and I know how much it means to students. So I challenge you tomorrow and the next week to acknowledge the impact that our classified staff has had on public education. And I want you to know that I believe that classified staff really represents the best of who we are in public education. These are the people that come every day who found a different route to us than the traditional teacher. And because of that, the diversity and the difference that they bring to kids is astronomical, in my opinion. So I really think that the hard work they do is every day is what builds our strong foundation. And because of the loyalty to the students and the teams and the communities, I really want to say that I see you. I've seen the work you do behind the scenes, and I'm honored to say thank you. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. You know, Jamie brings up a really good point. All of you are successful because you're hard workers, you care for kids, you want to be better today than you were yesterday, but you're also very much better in education because you have a strong support system, whether that is your family, your parents, your spouse, kids, friends, neighbors, or even your colleagues. And a lot of times you are better collectively together than you are individually. And so not only are we recognizing you, all of the nominees are semi-finalists and finalists, but we're recognizing all of the people that have contributed to your life and your work for kids. And so make sure to thank them on behalf of us here in Kansas. We want to thank all of them for everything that you're doing. And we want you to enjoy the rest of your day. If you're around your colleagues, we want you to have some time to celebrate with them. Thank you so much for doing all of that. You will be in touch. KSDE will, this is not the end of the journey for you, all of you. It's the very beginning of a whole new journey. And I'm so excited to have you take that journey. I'm so proud to be a Kansas educator with each and every one of you. And I want to thank all of you for joining today. I hope you all join us for the banquet on September 24th, where they announce the Kansas Teacher of the Year for 2023. And I sure hope it's one of our Region 2. Woo woo, right? I hope we get a Region 2 winner. So thank you all so much. Represent Kansas well. And thank you all so much for joining our banquet. That concludes our ceremony for today. Have a great day.